It begins with a scream that doesn't belong to you. High, ragged, pierced by grief. Then come the drums, not the kind used in festivals. No, these beat slow, funeral slow. The kind of rhythm that tells the village something is wrong, and someone will be blamed. You're still rubbing the sleep from your eyes when the knocks start, but they're not really knocks. They're fists, heavy, relentless, like the door is being told a secret it doesn't want to hear. You already know what's waiting outside. You don't open it. They do. 3 men, all barefoot, all stone-faced. One carries a rope, one a bowl of ashes. The third holds nothing, except your name. And when he says it like a sentence. The child died hours ago. A boy, 4 winters old. Fever took him before dawn. You didn't touch him. You didn't speak to him. You hardly even noticed him. But that doesn't matter, because someone has to be the reason. And in this village, death is never accidental. It's always sent. You're not dragged out screaming. That would give the moment too much drama. You're led out in silence, barefoot, blinking into the rising sun, as women peek through cracked shutters and children pretend not to watch. One mother clutches her baby tighter. You don't need to hear her words. Her eyes say everything. Not this one. Please. Not this one, too. They bring you to the center of the compound, where the earth has been flattened by generations of feet and rituals, where justice doesn't wear robes, but blood. You try to speak, not to plead innocence, because you already know that word has no weight here, but to ask, why me? No one answers, because no one needs to. You live alone. You don't sing during ceremonies. You once picked herbs by moonlight. You looked too long at someone's daughter. You walked past the corpse of a goat without crossing yourself. Enough. All of it. Enough to make you other. The elder steps forward. Mbala, the one with the jagged walking stick and eyes that don't blink. He speaks with a voice that doesn't rise, but cuts. He doesn't accuse you directly. He doesn't have to. He simply tells the story. The boy fell ill. The boy screamed your name in his final hour. The boy saw a shadow over his bed. The chickens clucked strangely last night. The wind blew from the east. Each word builds a case not in court, but in bone. They bring out the gourd. It's old, painted in red spiral patterns, the bottom blackened by years of fire smoke. Inside, bloodroot, burnt feathers, powdered horn. And something else, something that rattles like teeth. You are told to spit inside it. You do. The elder caps it, shakes it, chants in a tongue older than the borders on the map. He uncaps it, stares inside, and nods. That nod is a door closing, not just on your innocence, on your humanity. Someone places a reed rope around your wrists, loosely at first. You are not yet guilty, you are only suspected. But suspicion here is not a pause before truth. It's the road to fire. You're taken to the edge of the village, near the termite mounds. Not a prison, a display, a warning. They tie you to a post, not harshly, not violently, gently, like they're tying up a storm they don't want to disturb. You're told you will stay here until sunset. If the child's spirit visits anyone in the village during the day, through a dream, through a vision, through the smoke of a cooking pot, your fate is sealed. No defense, no trial. Spirits speak louder than tongues. Hours pass. The heat rises. Your skin tightens under the sun. Sweat dries the moment it forms. Your lips crack. Your hands go numb. No one brings water, because witches don't drink. Children pass by in pairs, stealing glances. One boy throws a stone that misses by inches. A girl whispers to her brother, "She cursed the mango tree last year." You didn't. But the tree did die. You begin to wonder if you're dreaming, if this is a test, if someone will step forward and laugh, say it was all a lesson in humility. But there is no twist, no rescue. Just the slow erosion of your self-image under the weight of fear not your own. You catch your reflection in the water basin across the yard. You don't recognize the eyes. They look guilty, not because they are, but because they've been stared at like they should be. The sun begins to fall. Long shadows stretch across the earth, and you realize something colder than the wind. They've already decided. They're not waiting for a spirit. They're waiting for the firewood to dry. They wake you at twilight, not with shouts, but with silence. 5 men approach. One carries a knife. One holds a live chicken. The others carry torches made of bark and resin, already lit. The flames sway gently in the dusk air, like they know what's about to happen. No one explains. No one comforts. You're untied from the post with the same care someone might use when removing a cursed object. You are not a prisoner. You are not a guest. You are a question, and the fire is the answer. The entire village gathers in the circle. Women hold infants tighter. Elders lean forward like spectators at a play. But this isn't theater, it's procedure. The trial has no questions, only outcomes. Mbala steps into the circle, his walking stick tapping once against the hard earth. "The spirit has spoken," he says. "You want to scream. What spirit? No one visited you. No dreams, no visions, just heat and hunger and shame. But no one hears you. Or maybe they do. They just don't care." The chicken is placed on the ground in front of you. Your task is simple. Touch it. If it cries, flaps, or runs, the spirits will take that as proof. If it dies, suddenly, in your presence, that's confirmation. Either way, the answer is pain. You reach forward, hands trembling, heart hammering against your ribs like it's trying to escape first. The chicken doesn't flinch. For one awful second, you think this might work. Then it keels over. Right there, a single twitch, then stillness. Gasps ripple through the crowd. Mbala doesn't look surprised. He simply nods again, then whispers to the man holding the knife. They step forward to mark your skin. A shallow slice across your forearm, just enough blood to be offered to the flames. This is the moment. You run. You don't plan it. You don't even think. Your body moves before your mind does. Feet pounding, breath ragged, the gasp of the crowd behind you louder than any alarm. You shove through the tight semicircle, knocking over a gourd, stumbling over a child's toy, then bursting into the dark like a spark spit from a dying fire. The forest is thick and low. Roots reach up like hands in the dark, branches slash at your arms. You hear the shouting behind you, the thud of feet, the flicker of torches now bouncing wildly through the trees. They are chasing you. This is not ritual anymore. This is hunt. You run until your lungs burn, until your legs scream, until your ears are so full of blood you can't tell if you're being followed or haunted. And then, silence. You crouch beneath a hanging fig tree, heart threatening to crack your ribs. Sweat stings the wound on your arm. You press your hand against the earth to steady yourself and feel a root pulse beneath your palm. Something shifts. A voice, your own maybe, says, "You won't make it out of here." You start to rise. That's when they find you. A net, rough, woven from reeds and bone charms. It hits your shoulders like thunder. You hit the ground hard, knees scraping rock. Hands grab your wrists, your ankles. You thrash, you scream. But now you're not a suspect. You're prey caught too late. And that means punishment without pretense. They carry you back, shoulders first, head low, like meat. This time, you're tied not with rope, but with wire. Your arms behind your back, your legs bound at the knees. You can't run again. They've made sure. The village no longer murmurs. Now they chant, "Let the fire see. Let the smoke rise. Let the truth speak in flame." They're not angry, they're calm, focused, because they believe what they're doing will keep the rain coming, the children breathing, the livestock safe. You are the glitch in their world, and glitches must burn. Tomorrow, they say, the fire will decide if your soul was ever real. You won't sleep tonight, and if you do, it won't be in this body. The sun hasn't risen yet, but they've already begun building the fire. You lie face down on the cold earth, your limbs twisted behind you, bound with wire and thick reeds. Sleep didn't come, not even in pieces. Every time your eyes closed, something snapped you back. A whip of wind, a cough nearby, the clink of a blade being sharpened. Now, your body doesn't beg for rest. It begs for an ending. They don't speak to you anymore. You are no longer someone to reason with. You are a thing to complete, a process to finish. The village gathers at the clearing again. Same circle, same torches. But now, the faces are different, harder, hungrier. You see it in their eyes, not fear, not fury, but certainty. They believe this will work, that you are the final infection keeping their crops from thriving, their children from growing, their ancestors from sleeping. A post has been erected in the center, thick, blackened at the base. The firewood has been arranged beneath it, not randomly, but with precision, like an offering, like they want the flame to be pleased. Umbala steps forward, wearing the ceremonial mask. It's carved from dark wood, with red ochre streaks and tiny bones dangling from the sides. You can't see his face, but you can hear his breathing. Measured, calm, rehearsed. He announces the final rite, the test of the spirit. A circle of red clay is drawn around the pyre. You're placed in the center, bound to the post, facing the crowd. Someone spits at your feet. Someone else throws a broken doll into the firewood below. Every object they've blamed you for, dead eggs, rotten fruit, cursed charms, is piled at your feet. Then comes the bowl. It's filled with ash, oil, crushed pepper, and dried snake blood. They smear it across your forehead, chest, and wrists. It burns, not like fire, but like truth being forced into the skin. Now, the final condition. If you flinch during the fire's awakening, it means the spirit inside you fears exposure. If you scream, it means guilt. If you move, even once, they will untie you, not to free you, but to tear you apart with their hands. The torchbearer steps forward, and then something breaks. A voice from the back. A child? No, a girl, maybe 13. She runs forward, crying. She yells your name, not your new name, the old one, the one you were born with, the one no one said since the accusations began. She says you helped her once, when her leg was broken. You fed her for 3 nights. You gave her your blanket. Mambala doesn't stop her. He waits, listens, then nods again. He hands her the torch, and just like that, the mercy becomes a test. She stands before you, hands shaking, fire dripping from the edge of her torch like oil from a wound. You lock eyes. This isn't a ritual anymore. This is a betrayal. She steps closer. The firelight dances across your chest. You feel the heat before it even touches the wood. But you don't flinch. Not yet. Then, she drops the torch. The wood catches instantly. Smoke rises. The crowd inhales as one, a village-sized gasp. The chanting starts again. Your hands tighten behind you. The fire licks upward, slow at first, like it wants to savor you. You clench your jaw. You focus on a single point in the sky, a star, fading in the daylight. You tell yourself, if I don't look down, I don't burn. But your legs say otherwise. The heat begins to climb. Your toes curl against the restraints. Your eyes water, not from pain, from smoke. But to them, it's the same. Then it happens. A shift in the wind. The smoke turns, drifts into the crowd instead of up. This is not expected. Panic. One of the elders shouts, another coughs. The children scatter. Mbala raises his hands to calm them, but they don't listen. A woman drops her drum. A man throws a handful of powder into the fire, trying to correct the ritual. You seize the moment. Not a plan, just an instinct. You twist. The rope at your ankles snaps, burned halfway through. Your hands, still bound, scramble against the post. You fall sideways, landing hard on your shoulder, rolling through the firewood. Screams, not yours. The fire spreads, catches on the herbs, on the doll, on the powder. The blaze explodes. Someone grabs at you, but misses. The smoke blinds everyone. You crawl, legs dragging, wrists still bound, eyes stinging. And then you're out. Past the circle, into the dark. You run. They follow. The drumming returns, not ceremonial now, but frantic. A signal. The witch has escaped, and the village will not sleep until you're returned to the fire. You don't remember the moment you crossed the river. Only the cold. Only the thorns. Only the way your knees gave out after you clawed past the last acacia tree and sank into the muddy grass beyond. The stars above you are too quiet. The moon offers no protection. Everything out here is alive, but none of it is on your side. Behind you, the drums keep pulsing. Closer now. You hear dogs, voices, metal. Someone is shouting your name, not the name they cursed, but the name you buried, the one that once belonged to a person who lived without fear. That person is dead now, or maybe still burning. You keep moving, hands still bound, legs bleeding. The forest here doesn't offer shade, it offers silence. And that silence is heavy. It presses down like shame. Your feet sink into loam, then stone, then dust again. You think about hiding, but you know better. You grew up near this place. You remember the stories. No one hides in this forest. It sees through leaves. It remembers footprints. And when the fire is chasing you, it always knows which way to lean. They light the sky behind you. Not the moon. Torches. At least 7. Maybe more. Their shadows leap between branches like spirits who haven't yet chosen which side to haunt. You hear Mbala's voice. Calm. Steady. Calling out a prayer to the ancestors, asking them to guide the hunt, to keep their grip firm, to make your legs fail just long enough. Someone replies with a whistle, sharp, cutting, a direction signal. They've split up. You're being boxed in. You slip down a ravine, ribs scraping bark, breath catching on roots. The world flips for a moment, sky below, earth above. Then you hit the bottom hard enough to forget who you are. But pain is merciful. It means you're still real. You scramble to your feet, dizzy, lungs full of heat. You hear something crash through the brush to your left. You freeze. A torch swings through the trees like a predator's eye. It stops, lingers, moves on. The drums grow fainter, then louder again. They're circling. You are not outpacing them. You are inside them, caught in the ritual. You've become part of the story they'll tell later. The one where the witch tried to flee, where the fire chased her through the woods, and where justice, eventually, found her spine. You realize now that you're not meant to escape. You're meant to make the fire mean something. But something changes. A sound, not from them. From ahead. A bell? A horn? Number A, motor. A vehicle. Distant, but moving. A road. You didn't expect a road. You run toward it, legs screaming, lungs hot knives. You break through the last line of brush, and there it is. A dirt track, carved by trucks, hauling charcoal and cassava. A pickup bounces toward you, dusty, headlights flickering. You run into the middle of the path, arms raised, mouth open, but nothing comes out. The driver sees you, screeches to a stop, gets out. He says something you don't understand. Then he sees the bindings, the burns, the blood. He hesitates. Then he nods. He tells you to get in. You do. The truck groans as it turns, leaving the drums behind. But not all of them. Because even as you roll away, even as the trees swallow the fire behind you, even as the village disappears from the mirror, you feel it, like a second heartbeat. A knowledge, a truth. You were never proven guilty. You were never proven innocent. You were just seen. And that was enough. They'll say the witch fled, but she was caught. They'll say the fire cleansed the village. They'll say the girl died in the night. But you know better. Because some curses don't burn. They walk.